Hi everybody, Moira McDonald here, thanks very much for joining me. I've got a junk journal to show you just for a change. This one is another manila envelope. It is, in terms of size, just about the 4.5 inches by 6 1/4 inch. Oh, wait a minute. So maybe marginally more than 6 1/4, maybe just under 6 1/2. It has a decoupaged napkin on it, one signature, and it is closured by Sari Silk, which is in a kind of burgundy colour. So the papers that I've used in this particular journal are a digital range that I've been working on. I am planning ultimately on selling these in my Etsy shop, but what I'd like you to do, if you could, is comment on the papers, in particular in terms of what size you feel would be appropriate to try and sell them in. At the moment they're what in Britain is called A5 size, which is gosh, I don't know the actual full measurements. Give me just a wee second till I work it out. A5 is roughly, I would say maybe 5 3/4 inches by roughly maybe 8 1/4 inches. I mean, that I'm not being entirely precise there, but that's roughly what they are. So you would know, I'm hoping, what sort of size papers are in the States, in Australia and whatever, to see whether or not these would be appropriate for you in terms of size. If they're not, what I can do is I can try and enlarge them to something else. You can let me know. Obviously it would make my life a lot easier if I just sold them as I'd made them, but they were the right size for this sort of sized envelope, if you know what I mean. They're just marginally smaller than the envelope, so they fit it quite well. Right, we'll get into the pack, the actual journal, and you can have a look at what I've done. Right, inside is a piece of scrapbooking paper stroke card. It's quite thick, so I feel calling it paper is quite inappropriate. I would describe it as a card. I have cut a wee kind of envelope here which I've attached to it, and in terms of ephemera, it's one of my bookmarks, which is ready for sale in my Etsy shop. This is the first of the papers. It features mostly butterflies, I think. Butterflies and flowers are in this one. Backing is a kind of music paper. On the other side, I double-sided them, so you'll see this a lot. It's just a kind of digital stamp, if you like, and a couple of postage stamps that I made that are printed on the paper. This page I have die cut using one of those Sue Wilson dies again, and I have die cut some images from the Fanny Robinson book that I use quite a lot. You know, Victorian women and her pretty flowers or whatever. I have no idea what it's called. I think I still have the book cover, and I've still got quite a few of the pages. So unfortunately the pages don't tell you what the book was called, but the cover will, so I'll dig it out if anybody's really that bothered and wants to know. All of the pages are tea stained, by the way, and my very good friend from YouTube, Lisa Owens, who is also from Scotland, had asked me how I mark my tea papers quite as much, because hers are you know, they're not marked in the fashion that I am. And what I'd explained to her is I use the scalping technique. Scalp's a good Scottish word, right? Basically it just means that you dot something. So when I'm doing the papers, I don't dip them in the tea. I just literally use a paintbrush. I saw somebody else using paintbrush to do coffee staining, so I use a paintbrush to do tea staining. Then when I'm done, if I don't feel the paper's marked enough, I'll take the tea bag, which is dripping wet, and I'll dot it all over the paper and it leaves big splodges. The lines will be from my oven, and I've been putting it in to get it baked off, and I tend to bake quite harshly. I'm probably a lot higher in temperature than I should be, but I do stand right next to the oven. I don't walk away at any point in time because I can only do like 4 sheets of paper at a time, so you're not talking an awful lot of sheets of paper. See, again, you can see the marks quite prolifically there. It's just the scalping technique. I'll laugh if anybody from America starts to refer to the scalping technique. Bit of music paper, and it is actually from a Scottish book on bagpipe music. Not that that's overly significant, but this one's arranged by Pipe Major Donald Mackey, whoever he was. So there you go. Right, another one of my digital images here are butterflies, and I'm not sure, I think it might have been a bill or something that I put in the background, and a kind of digital stamp of flowers. That's the other page again. Now some of them don't have the stamp at the bottom because I did 2 different, I just, the one of them I added the stamp to because I thought it would just kind of shake it up a wee bit. Another page with the scalping technique. Book page. When I do my book pages, this particular book is fairly old and it wasn't in great condition, so I used a bit of Tim Holtz washi down the spine just to hold the 2 pages together and ensure that I could sew them in properly. Another one of my pages here. The back of this I didn't stamp. Some of them I didn't, it's not stamp, some of them I didn't print on. So on the back of this one it is just the stencil that it's a Tim Holtz stencil, but it's the one that Yvonne uses quite a lot. And I've made a tuck spot here with a wee ticket, one of my library cards, another one of my bookmarks, and a fairly large journaling tag. Tea-stained doily. On this page, another one of the flowers from the book, and it's die cut properly with the full die this time as well as just the edge, just to kind of shake it up again. And here's your scalping technique down the bottom. This is one of the pages from the book, and what I've done is I've used a Martha Stewart punch in the corners, and where it's folded over I have rounded the edges, so you'll see it there. I rounded the edges of the book pages that aren't die cut with the Sue Wilson die, and I just thought it was nice to actually include some of the floral images from that book. This is another one of my pages, and one of the die cut images from the book with the die cut page. Another little doily here, another one of my pages. Tuck spot here with a postcard that is in my Etsy shop, and one of my library cards that I made. A little die cut flower from the book again. Another one of the pages that I've made. Hope you're seeing these okay, so that you can judge what you think of them. My wee stamps in the corner. I was quite proud of my wee stamps because they took me ages to actually figure out. Even when I was reading instructions on how to do it, I still couldn't do it. Right, the signature is sewn in here to an envelope. I haven't actually put anything in this envelope. But again, it's one of my envelopes that I made. But you can add something to it if you've got a wee hidey thing to put in there. Another one of my pages here. And here we have the die cut flower from the book again. Scalping technique. Here, another tuck spot. I had made this as a piece of ephemera, but I printed it on card and then added a stamp I think it's an Austrian stamp, quite vintage. It's another one of my images that I cut out of something else and then I stamped over it with an ordinary kind of black stamp. That's my stamp in there as well. This is one of my journaling cards, which again I could, you know, maybe ultimately I'll sell those too in my Etsy shop. And a ticket that I made myself. The thing with the tickets is it's quite difficult to make the tickets and make it worthwhile trying to sell them, because you would need to make millions to cover a sheet of paper, and I don't really want to spend my day making tickets. Here we have one of the images on one of my pages. Wee doily. This is a little quote from the book. I think it's a poem, or part of, no, it's not even a poem, it's just a segment from Paradise Lost by Milton, and I die cut that using one of the, it's a rectangular die with sort of the perforations like it's sewn round it. Another one of my pages. Oh, good scalp there. That's one of mine. Another book page from the book, and it's die cut again in the corner. It just makes an attractive page in the book. Another image from the book that I die cut, and a doily. And here we have, bear with me till I try and get it out in this tuck spot, just a wee journaling card, postcard that's in my Etsy shop, and oh, Chunky Monkey. I only make Chunky Monkey tags because I don't really make Chunky Monkey books. I tend to, well, I quite like a book when it can close. I mean, as it is, this doesn't close. It won't close without being tied. But, you know, it's the thought that counts in my book. The Crooked Bobby, a Hebridean air, oh my love. You can tell they're Scottish, eh? A bobby, I think, is a penny, I'm sure. It's not really a word we use very regularly here. And that's the end. Oh, wait a minute. No, it's not. There you go, that's the end. And that's the end proper. So, you can let me know what you think of the book overall, and let me know what you think about the papers in particular, because I want to know what sort of size you think would be something that people would use quite regularly. I must admit, I quite like this size, because I quite like that size of journal. I think that sort of journal's easy to carry about if it's something that you do, you know, if you take your book with you on the road and make notes of things, it's a good size. But I might be biased there because I've already done the papers and that was what I've done. Anyway, you can let me know. Thanks very much for watching today. If you feel so compelled to give me a thumbs up, it would be wonderful. Comments are always appreciated. And thanks very much for watching. See you again soon. Bye.